Like, the water's completely gone.
Is that this is made out of old growth wood. So this stuff is so hard to get your hands on.
Hey, this is Simple Living with Beata. A year ago, we sold our home, moved into a trailer that we renovated, and 5 months later, we found our dream land to call home. We're taking our 18 acres of raw land and building our dream home and dream homestead from start to finish. This week, we're demoing a cabin to get free building materials for our bunkie. We're continuing the landscaping and continuing our permaculture food forest. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get started. Well, today was supposed to be a day where I did a lot of office work, caught up on emails, and cleaned the trailer. But now today's a little bit different. There's a guy tearing down his cottage in the area. So we're gonna go today, me and Craig. So Craig's gonna be back today, and we're gonna take apart some of the cottage, some of the finishing work and stuff like that. We'll see what we can get. So Craig is with me now. We are at the little cottage that's being torn down. So I'm really excited to get this started.
Yeah, right there. Boom.
Pop the frame out and use that for the bunkie. So priority is the 2 windows here and the outside door, and then the frame for the outside door. And we might take the interior doors as well because they are like solid wood doors. They're really nice. Awesome.
One thing I would try to save is trying to save this actual 3-inch. It's all tongue and groove. But the best part about this is that this is made out of old growth wood, so it actually won't warp. It's very strong too.
And then no drywall.
And no drywall. Start here.
Pop it off.
Just pop it off at the bottom, pop it off at the top. Not painted.
It's nice,
This stuff is so hard to get your hands on. Look how crooked it is. It's like somebody rammed into it with a truck.
For a long time.
Yeah. You can use this original wood because this is original old growth wood. Even those boards, yeah, all original old growth wood. Just make sure you set this for depth, otherwise you're gonna burn through the wall.
So crazy story, I had the whole bed of the truck loaded with all the materials and I couldn't find my keys anywhere. We searched everywhere and I ended up finding them in between the bumper and the tailgate of the truck. So we took everything out of the truck, grabbed the keys out from in between, but we're here and I'm going to unload the truck. So I think what I'm gonna do this morning is start planting some of my seeds and just get as much in the ground as possible. I think I know exactly where I want my trees to go now. So I'm gonna plant seeds like in actual containers because I know if I direct sow them, like directly put them in the ground, the squirrels are just gonna dig them up and eat them. So there's a lot that I just am going to germinate in containers for a week and then plant those out. So I'm really excited. There's so much space, right? Like even if it's not the exact garden space that I want for this year, I can at least throw like 25 watermelon plants down. Like why not? There's an acre. So I think what I'll do is have a row of trees here, a row of trees here, and then just utilize the rest of the space to plant whatever I want for this year. So over here, I'm gonna do different varieties of corn, peas, and beans. And the corn grows tall, the peas will climb up it. I think the beans are actually bush varieties, so they're gonna stay around the ground. But yeah, good little mix here. So we have corns, peas, and beans in there, and I think over by this stump, I'm gonna add a fruit bush and some wildflowers. I have a ton of beautiful perennial wildflower seeds that I'm really excited about. I'm so excited for perennial wildflowers. I love wildflowers. So this is just to encourage you, gardening does not have to look fancy. You do not have to spend $2,000 on wood from the hardware store. You can literally just throw seeds into the ground, add manure, add some other form of nutrients, and you're good to go. I really love these stumps being here because it kind of helps me base where I'm going to be planting things. That's amazing. Look at how incredible this soil is. So I'm gonna add a raspberry bush right here. The whole thing about permaculture is not segregating one thing from the other, not just having a wildflower garden over here and a vegetable garden over here and a fruit orchard over here. You integrate it all because everything in nature works together. It doesn't have to be so overly complicated and modern and perfect, because gardens aren't perfect. Whew. I was just, walking my normal path. There's a dead beaver right here. I hope there's more beavers because the beaver dam broke. The water's not as high as it normally is. It's about a foot lower, which is okay. It's still very pretty. Okay, I have 3 hours left. I'm gonna plant a bunch of potatoes. And honestly, I'm just gonna put them wherever I can fit them. I finally feel like I have a good technique going with my potatoes using the pitchfork and just like breaking up the soil. And I'm not making a potato bed anymore. Ridiculous. I don't even know why I was trying. I'm just gonna find like little landmines of easy soil to turn up and put the potatoes in there to grow. So I have everything planted in the Permaculture bed. And then over here, I have these little random garden beds. I'm back at the trailer now, and I've actually been given permission to take some of the perennial flowers that are here to the property, which is a great way to start your homestead, because even though they might be small, when you bring it to your homestead, within the next few years, they're going to get absolutely huge. This oregano spreads so quickly. We're gonna grab some of this because it is an aromatic confuser for the pests. And so we're trying to keep them away from our fruit trees and fruit bushes with really herbaceous smells. So here are some pretty big hydrangea plants with all of these little offshoots. So I'm gonna grab some of these offshoots. I'm so happy. I got so many good ones, and I've probably saved at least $50. Rockstar day today. This is so sad. Oh my gosh. Like nothing is even flowing out. I was hoping by the time I got here this morning that maybe the beaver dam would be fixed, but the water's completely gone. This is normally full of water. So here's the beaver dam ridge. I think the beavers have been here. There's footprints, so I'm hoping that that one beaver that I found dead in the forest yesterday wasn't the only beaver. All that I'm thinking right now is maybe I can get some stumps and a bunch of stuff cleared out of the wetlands today, because might as well take advantage of it. Because the water is gone where the house build is. This is the only area that has a tiny bit of water. Everything on this ridge is gonna die. Look at that green glob. Okay, well, time to walk back, and I'm gonna get started, I guess, working in the wetlands. Oh man, it just looks like we're building our house in front of a field of dead sticks. First of all, I'm gonna bring out the perennial plants that I grabbed from the gardens last night and bring those out and plant those so that they don't die. And then I'm gonna get started on doing some manual labor. Well, since I don't have the trees, I'm going to put logs in the place of where trees are gonna go so that I can plan out where my perennial plants are gonna go, because I really want them planted today. Okay, this perennial garden has been planted and the other one has been planted. It's been a week since I've used my chainsaw. All right, here we go. I feel like a lot of you will be proud of me. I went out and bought myself a jerry can and some engine oil and premium gas, and this is 5 liters, and this goes into 5 liters of premium gas. And I did buy a bigger bottle, but I bought the smaller one so that I could keep it and measure out how much it needs every time. Well, I'm out of bar oil. At least I have enough for 1 tank of gas. So, and I don't have a lot of cutting that I'm doing today anyways. So 1 tank of gas, we'll see what I can get done. Someone told me for the larger stumps that I should try plunge cut. So I'm gonna try that. Let's see if it works. Let's see if I can get it all the way through and cut without having to cut it into quarters. And hopefully when the water levels rise, and hopefully they do, that this stump will be underwater. So it'll look a lot more like a pond. I found this guy right where I was about to cut, and he wasn't moving. There we go. I did a pretty good job. Now I should probably just start taking the stuff out of the wetlands. I'm gonna try to use a lot of that dead wood for the edges of the garden beds. Might as well use it up for something rather than it being a sore eye in the wetlands. Tons of other sticks to rot in here. These ones can come with me. There's so many full-on logs in here. I got so much out of the wetlands and I made the best out of a crappy situation. So I decided to come to the property today and paint a road sign number onto this because my tree order comes in today. So I just have a feeling that they're really not gonna phone me, even though I wrote, please phone me before you arrive. You know, it's a little tricky finding a property without a road sign. Okay, so this is the delivery, which I'm super confused about. I ordered 7 trees and like 21 fruit bushes. How is it all fitting in there? And here are all of the trees. I'm surprised this all fit in the box. Guys, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna get planting these tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow. Well, I'm supposed to be planting my trees today, and this is fun. What I'm supposed to do is soak anything that came bare root, which is, I would say, 90% of my order. Supposed to soak it in water for 2 hours before I plant it. Allow them to get a bunch of moisture. They ship in dormancy, so they look dead when they come. You basically put the roots in the water for 2 hours and then immediately you have to plant them in the soil. Well, apparently drizzly weather is the best weather to plant trees in. So I'm excited. So when you're planting fruit trees, you want to make sure that you're giving it enough space around the roots. So digging it deep and digging it really wide, much wider than the roots of the tree, so that it gives it nice and loose soil to make sure that the roots take really well when they're planted. Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to get that out? Oh, I did it. Well, this is my last tree, and there's another big rock. Oh, I should have saw that coming. Oh my gosh. Oh, I did it. Holy. I'm so excited. I have all 6 fruit trees planted, and I'm just so grateful to have the ability to do something like this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this week. I really appreciate it.
And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It's a huge help.
And we'll see you next week. Bye. Oh no. Oh, got it. Do I admit defeat with this chainsaw log debarker?